Lawrence, I know you love talking about the debt ceiling. So there's some resolution on the debt ceiling standoff. President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy want to extend the debt limit through 2025 and include some moderate federal spending cuts, along with a series of policy provisions. What's your reaction to this, Lawrence?
Yeah, I think it'll end up being about $2 trillion in cuts, and it's not far enough for people on the right. It's too far for people on the left. Everyone on the fringes are upset, which means it's probably okay. You know, McCarthy doesn't need to get a majority of Republicans to vote for it. He only needs a handful. If a majority of Democrats vote for it, and a sizable amount of Democrats vote for it, then, it's in the clear. Hey, look, this is a compromise. This is the best they can get. One of the things it does is it thwarts higher interest rates, because if the government doesn't start paying its bills, or if the government stops paying its bills, June 5th now is the date that they think it would be, you'd see higher interest rates. And it wouldn't just be short term. It's not like the Fed raising rate. This would be like a long-standing problem with the credit rating in the United States. It would require an extra risk premium, and it would actually create a long-standing economic issue. So we might have dodged a bullet there. Which is surprising Kevin McCarthy could do that. But hey, anything can happen.
I know we are going to talk about markets later on the show, but Lawrence, what does this mean for markets? What are you expecting to happen?
You can take a little extra risk now. I mean, if you have lower interest rates than otherwise, you could probably take a little bit more risk than you would otherwise. But what's still hanging out there is that the Fed nonetheless might raise rates a little bit more, anywhere from 25 to 50 basis points. Who knows what's going to happen? It gives them a little wiggle room to do so, but on a more controlled basis than the chaos that would happen if the federal government hadn't paid its bills.
All right, Emily, you're also watching the markets, but the price of Bitcoin, and it's set to hit its first monthly loss, since December. What does this mean for Bitcoin?
I don't think anyone has any idea. So I think that the thing that's really come clear is that we don't really understand the relationship between Bitcoin and the whole debt ceiling problem, because, we're all old enough to remember that Bitcoin actually rose. This was 2 days ago, right? After it seemed like there was an agreement on the debt ceiling, climbing above $28,000. This was called quote unquote relief rally by some analysts. And now, as you just said, it's on track for its first monthly loss since December. So I think there's a few ways of looking at this. Either this is some sort of, it was a relief rally, now it's readjusting, or Bitcoin is not particularly paying attention to what's happening with the debt ceiling, which is also possible because the data is really all over the place at this point.